Roblox has had many of games that are popular to other games around the world, and none are more popular than Roblox Rust games. Roblox has seen a ton of Rust remakes, and today I'm going to tell you the top 5 all-time Rust remakes, and this includes games that are no longer around as well. At number 5 we have Fallen. This is just our typical Rust remake with all the same type of mechanics, and it has a pretty decent PvP system, I can't lie, as well as a decent building system. And this game used to be the biggest Roblox Rust replicas at its time, but now it just tends to have very few players, barely averages above 50, and this is mostly because of the insane amount of hackers that this game has because of the lack of a good anti-cheat. Nonetheless, the game is still one of the most similar to Rust, with many things like barrels, monuments, and other items that are right from Rust, like a hazmat suit and stuff like that. The PvP system is also very nice because the guns and the graphics are good, as well as the gun functions, which are honestly pretty nice with how they shoot and stuff. It's a good PvP system overall, and it is just honestly overall a very good made game, but it's just ruined because of the amount of hackers that are in the game. Now with number 4 we have Vanity, and there's a few reasons I have this game at number 4. The biggest being that it's just too new of a game at the moment, and don't get me wrong, the graphics are amazing, and it's a well thought out game, but because of it being new, there are lots of bugs and just kind of tiny things that make it hard to play, alongside with the fact that the map's wipes happen so often because the devs are always trying to fix like the bugs, and you can't even really play the game because you have to spend money to play it, which means the game hardly averages over 70 players, which just makes it not as fun to play. And the game also has a very nice twist on things, which I do like, which is how the PvP is pretty enjoyable, and it has a very large, nice custom map with some of Rust's better features. In my opinion, the best reason to play this game is for the graphics, because they are I mean, look at this, it is just beautiful, and it just makes your experience so much better to play this game. But at number 3, we have our first game that no longer exists, and it's called Dust. Dust was a very popular game back when it was around because it was the closest thing you could get to real Rust. It took place on a desert map with tons of monuments similar to Rust, as well as it having a very good building mechanics system. The best part of this game, however, was the very nice and amazing PvP. Fights with some people were never one-sided, and guns didn't instantly kill you, so you had a fighting chance. And I remember when the game was still around, and I spent so many hours grinding on there because it's so simple, but it's massively enjoyable, and its playstyle is just amazing. But unfortunately, the game didn't last for too long because of its similarity with Rust. It got taken down. But the next game that came after it was arguably a little bit better, and that is our number 2 spot, which is Trident Survival. Trident Survival is a Roblox Rust game that is still playable and is the best out right now, of course, in my opinion. And I rank this game number 2 all time because of the fact that it's been around for quite a while now, and because it's just an overall amazing experience. There are tons of things to do, including going to the monuments, PvP, which can be enjoyable, but we'll get to that later, and the best aspect of the game is the raiding. Trident Survival, in my opinion, has one of the best raiding aspects of any of these games ever. And I say this for the because of the sheer cleanliness of it, and because farming the explosives doesn't take an eternity to do, so anyone can get on and raid after a couple of hours if they really want to. The only aspect of the game that I truly despise, and the only reason that I would understand people not wanting to play it, is the ability to slide in-game. And now this makes it very difficult to PvP sometimes, because you can super jump, and people sliding around at Mach 10 speed makes it impossible to shoot them. But other than this, it has an amazing building system, amazing PvP, good monuments, and a good playstyle. So it's definitely one of the best games ever. But don't get me wrong, it doesn't come even close to our number 1 spot. Which, if anyone has ever played a Roblox Rust game, they know that this was one of the best games to ever be made. And that's Roblox Lost. This game is no longer around, but when it was the most fun I think I've ever had on a Roblox game, probably in my entire life. This game was a carbon copy of Rust, with all of the textures being the same, as well as the monuments, such as oil rig, lighthouse, gas station, military base, everything completely the same. The game also had by far the best PvP system that has ever been made in a Roblox Rust game. It had snipers, balanced armor, and the guns had amazing mechanics, as well as the raiding mechanics being phenomenal. And it was so far ahead of its time back when it was out, because when you played it, you would never get bored because you had so many things you could do. You could farm, you could go to the underground tunnels and lab, you could PvP, you could raid, you could go to oil rig, which was insane. You could fight slabs, which are like the AI and stuff. You could hop on a boat and go to an island to make a massive base. It was a game that I don't think will ever, and I mean literally ever, be recreated, because it's so great, and the nostalgia helps too. So that's why I think it is the #1 Roblox Rust game, and it will be there forever. So what did you think of this list? Let me know down in the comments. Did I miss a game? Is my order off? Just let me know. And of course, the links to the channels I got the content from are in the description. So until next time, it's been yours truly, Zizzy, and I will see you next week.